So I used to have a podcast called Set Your Soul on Fire.
Yeah.
And the purpose of that was to encourage people to pull the pin on the grenade in life and go after the things that light them up. And I honestly feel like you as a guest are so aligned with that. So I am so excited to welcome you to Unscripted, Callum.
Thank you very much.
It's such... when I tell you the excitement,
You've been messaging me this week. Super excited. When you're getting excited, I'm getting, oh God, what's she got in store?
You
like
have the fear,
I'm going, oh God.
What's she going to ask me? But
yeah.
I'm just so excited to get into it because you have, in my opinion, went through a lot of change in your life, and it's reinvention. And I am all about that because I have watched myself sit in moments of life being stuck and trapped and feeling like maybe I need to stay in that version of myself. But we don't. And I watch other people do it and it does frustrate me. And because we can change and we can adapt and grow. And I think you embody that. You know, I've had a little look at snippets of your life, but why don't you tell me and my listeners, I suppose, the highlight reel, like how did we end up here? Walk me through some things.
Okay, so in a short, but there's no short for me because this has been here, there, and everywhere. But where do I go? Where do I start? Okay, school, wanted to go and do acting, singing, drama, all this kind of. That was like my forte. That was where I kind of excelled. That's where I always found my passion. Went to university, studied acting. Kind of got a little bit deflated at university because at uni, when you talk about like drama and acting, you can kind of be surrounded by like people that want to go down the teaching route, people that want to go down maybe the educational side of things. And going from somebody who strictly wanted to be television, West End, this kind of thing, films, being around the teachers kind of vibe is a little bit deflating because the standards are a little bit no here, no there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So going through the motions, had a great time at university, probably too much of a good time to be honest.
I mean, I understand it.
You know, and finished university now. The whole time I was doing like bar jobs. I was always working in clothing stores, working in bar jobs, waitering, this kind of thing the whole way through. Kept on getting fired from jobs because I would always choose the party. I would always choose the party. If there was like an event on, I'd be like,
I'm sick.
I'm sick,
I'm
you
not
know.
coming in.
Yeah, so doing that whilst I was at uni, finished and got a job in the same area, which was Lincoln University. And was in my first job as a business development manager working at a Brazilian restaurant. Absolutely loved it. It was my first time having somewhat of a role, like rather than just like a bar job or a waiter type of thing.
First grown-up thing.
First grown-up job. I got to wear a suit every day. I was loving it, you know, and it was like, if I didn't do my job properly, you know, the clients wasn't coming to the venue. So it kind of felt like a little bit of a responsibility as well. So I kind of liked it. But anyway, 3 weeks in,
Okay, this is not going well.
3 weeks in, I get the phone call for television. Now, bearing in mind, obviously, my whole thing was wanting to go down the acting route.
Yeah.
I'm an opportunist. I don't like let TV pass me. I don't let opportunities pass me by. I was always very into watching reality television. I was like always sitting back watching, going, "Oh, I could do that." Like the way that I am as a person, like I could do something like that. Go on reality television. So 3 weeks after starting this job, the call comes. Hi, Callum. Have you seen a TV show called Ibiza Weekender? You know, we like the look of your personality and what you obviously do. Check my social media. And, you know, going through the motions then. That was the start of a completely different chapter of my life, which was probably back-to-back TV shows for the next 6 to 8 years. Okay. Ended up completing around 19 TV shows in total in different areas of this.
Was it all reality?
Pretty much like all was... Playboy
The
sort
party.
of, the
Yeah, the
Playboy
party,
party sort of era,
Yeah.
partying, the television shows, like maybe there was a couple of sporty ones as well, but like majority of them was to do with girlfriends, exes, partying, that sort of vibe. Player,
Loud energy.
exactly that.
Okay.
Yeah, very much that. And kind of just bounced in and out of that role for a long time. During this time, I've obviously decided that I wanted to try and capitalize on these eyes and this attention, try and convert this attention into something. I've said it before, but like I tried many businesses, maybe like 9 or 10 in total, like from hangover tablets to I've had quite a few like nights events, like party events. I've had house music events. I've had a clothing line. I've tried the trading once or twice. There's definitely more that I can't think of. Oh, tattoo numbing cream.
Okay.
Like I've really dabbled and tried my best.
Dipped your toe into different things.
Into different things, yeah. Because whilst, everyone knows whilst you're in this whole television era, like if you don't try to capitalize on it, like you really, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, tried a lot of businesses. Kind of felt like I was stagnating. I lived in Manchester for 7 years, and I kind of felt like I was just, I was doing okay, earning good money from the house music events and stuff like that. But I just felt like it was just so
the same.
Gets to the weekend, you're out with the mates, doing the same thing over and over again, same faces, same people,
stuck in a cycle,
girlfriends, relationships, blah, 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 just same cycle. And then one day I kind of decided that I was like, next year in March, I'm moving to Dubai. And also whilst I'm doing whilst the years are going on, I've done like 3 jobs as like head of marketing for different companies, because that's always what I've been good at. Naturally, I've been good at it. Like I did business studies at A level, but really, like, what's that? But like, I was naturally always good at marketing because I was always good at marketing myself. That's where it kind of came from. I was jumped into the social media world from 21 years old properly because of the television.
Yeah.
Like I was only posting like a normal average person. I probably had like 15, 20 posts on my feed.
Okay.
And then obviously someone goes, right, you're on TV now. I was like, right, well, better start posting.
Accelerated that then. Yeah.
100%. And then obviously again, so you move to Dubai now, and I'm in a completely different sort of mindset, businesses, like, everything all round. And it wasn't really until this last year that I've been in that I've kind of like found a different version of myself. And the only way I can kind of describe it is like being a child again, where the world hasn't taken away from you the belief in yourself. Only way I can describe that is that to the outside world, because of the way that I am, I'm getting like in terms of like when I enter the room, I'm like charisma and confidence. I can only really describe it as like maybe I was faking it for a long time.
You are just leading right into all the questions that I want to dive into with you today. No, you're lighting all the lights up in my brain, so you're hitting all the points. But yeah, you're finally getting to be you now.
Yeah.
But before, maybe was a persona?
I don't really know how to describe it, because how do I describe somebody that's always naturally being confident, naturally always wants to be the energy in the room and, be nice and be like, again, because you have to understand, like, because the way I am as a person, because I've gone to drama school and been around the drama people, you can imagine this, you know what I mean?
I mean,
like
as a whole, that community would be
just super out there, super outgoing, but like sometimes way too much, you know what I mean? But I've always been a lad as well. Do you know what I mean? I've always been Jack the lad as well. So it's kind of like, imagine matching all of these different things into one person. Like you're bound to have somewhat of confidence. But I think when I've been catapulted into the television world, I don't know, like I just, for somewhere along the line, I've kind of like taken on a persona that I don't fully want, but kind of just played on it because it just kind of seemed like it was my role at the time.
That was how the outer world saw you. So then you're carrying that, but that's actually a massive weight on your own shoulders to constantly show up and be the energy, be the person that has a smile on their face, that's making jokes and carrying the form of everybody else. That's actually exhausting.
Oh, believe me.
How, mentally, like that pressure that to perform.
Yeah.
On TV, off TV. And it's a pressure. Do you think you've finally, like in the last year, maybe found your own identity away from all the TV stuff?
100%. And like, just to add on to that, what you're just saying there, like imagine this pressure, because I only really spoke about this recently, like on my stories, like just a little bit, but imagine going from university where it's like, we're all scrimping and scraping. That's why I say so. It's a night out on a Friday. We're all scrimping and scraping to put £20 together to go for the night out. Yeah, like we're broke. Like we owe money. Do you know what I mean? We have nothing. Right. And it was cool. Like everyone's cool about their finances when they're at uni because it's like we're all skinned. Do you know what I mean? Like, so imagine going from that to going on a TV show and all of a sudden, like I don't know, people for some reason think that TV show money at the beginning is somewhat amazing when it's not. It's like, it's not that at all. Yeah. So, I've then gone on TV and now I'm like in the public eye and it's like, you must have money. There's new circles now that I need to be a part of if I want to excel my career. So I need to be going to the trips to London to go for the premieres and be around all these new people who are going to your IBFAs. I was going to my little Iron Appers, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And now I'm going to these different scenes and keeping up now.
Trying to keep up with
the crowd, with the people, with the industry. And it's just constantly just chasing. Like, now don't get me wrong. This is what I kind of had to do because again, I wanted to build my profile and find the next show. Like, because don't get me wrong. I love TV. This is what I've dreamed of doing. Yeah. Like, this is what I literally dreamed to do. Be acting, be on television, be in that kind of limelight. But the reality is, if when you actually get there, to understand what it takes to stay relevant, to keep growing, whilst people are now expecting more of you, they expect you have money, they expect you, and it just doesn't work out like that. So I was honestly trapped for so many years by what people perception trapped. And it's honest, like in terms of like financially and in terms of like just like who I have to be in general, trapped.
But how many people in the world feel that exact way? And this is what baffles me, right? We get one go around. And so many people stay in situations feeling trapped when they could make a choice. And look, I know there's parameters that I'm not stupid. Like, I know there is certain things that people just, there maybe isn't any way out, but there has to be, everything's a choice. We have a choice how we show up in something, and I think that's important. The pressure that comes with all of that stuff through TV and everything, how is your mindset? How's your mental health through TV?
So the good thing is about me is I've been very grounded about my roots. So like I'm very family orientated and I've always had a solid circle of friends. I've never had anybody really truly backstab me or anything too bad ever happen. So I've always been in the mindset that that's my family, that's my friends, that's who I care about, that's who knows me. Everybody else, if you don't like it, suck it. Do you know what I mean? It's as simple as that for me. So whether like anything ever went like a bit out, if you're true to yourself, it can't really go too wrong. Can I say that? I think so. But this what I'm about to say now is actually pretty wild because we're having this conversation just because my mum called me this week and she said to me like, you need to speak more about this TV stuff because you might save lives. Because I don't know if you know this, but like there's been like maybe 3 to 4 suicides from television, backup television from the people in the UK. And it's so sad. And I think that it happens because of television expectations. It happens because people don't know what to do after they expected too much themselves. People expect too much. They don't know how to deal with it. The television companies and the big corporations don't give a shit until they have to. Like, just to put it in perspective, certain TV companies, won't name them, but like the biggest ones in the UK, they wasn't calling us to check in on us how our mental health was doing until people started killing themselves.
Yeah,
and then they all started calling like, is everybody okay? Just checking in, like, okay, cool. They checked in for that month, but did they check in for the second month or the third? Not at all.
There's no accountability.
None.
Yeah. But I think that runs through lots of organizations. Like, I come from the equestrian world, and that industry has a large number of suicides, and mental health in that sport is really bad. I actually ran a mental health charity back in Ireland for equestrians for a number of years, and tried to do a little bit because I had obviously struggled with my own mental health and tried to take my own life, and I didn't want anybody else to have to suffer like that.
Yeah.
But the system's broke. The system is broke on so many levels. But being a voice, I think that's probably the good thing that comes with how your personality is, that you have a platform that you can speak about things. And I love that your mum actually talked to you about that this week. It's as if me and her have had a call.
Yeah, trust me, 100%.
She messaged me. She prepped me.
Mention this.
Yeah. But it comes from pressured environments, and I get it because it was in a high pressure sport. Every environment that we're in comes with different levels of pressure, but it all depends on how we can handle it.
Yeah.
You know, and some people have stronger tolerance and better resilience. And I think, as you said, it's important to know your roots. But the feeling of being stuck, did you know at the time that you were stuck, or have you only figured that out now since you got out?
I started to realize it when I was living in Manchester. I started to realize, like, because I would go through things where I would be in a cycle where I would constantly want to be around, like, just doing too much to be in the places that I felt like I needed to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, trying to just always make it to the events and constantly just be a part of it. Like, not even really because of FOMO, just because I felt like I had to play up to this, being on TV, got money, this, cars, like all this kind of scene, watches. Like, I remember when I bought my first Rolex, I was with my girlfriend at the time, and, you know, she was way more like famous, and we was going to these scenes, and she was like, you need a Rolex. And I'm like, I had 20 grand in my bank. And I'm like, oh, God, all right. You know, so I ended up getting a Rolex, and that Rolex was like, you know, 12,500, 13,000. And I had 20 grand in my bank. I just got paid from a TV show, and I was like, right, well then, I guess I'm getting a Rolex. You know what I mean?
And what did it change?
Nothing. And guess what happened when I come to Dubai? I got it stolen off me. So, and I never got it back. So, like, there you are. That's life coming back to you and saying, yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I've done so many stupid things, but I've done them repeatedly. Like, I didn't learn from the lessons for ages. And I've only, like, in the last, you know, year and a half, 2 years, I've really stepped into my stride and saw things for what it was, and had that moment of, like, self-reflection and self-analysis on where things went wrong, why they went wrong, you know, actual confidence versus perceived confidence. Two completely different things.
Completely different, because, okay, you said you've been outgoing and confident, but for so much of that, it sounds like you were just
performing.
Exactly. And I spent probably most of my 20s, well, up till about 30, that's who I was. And you were just playing a role.
Yeah.
And trying to fit into a mold. But by doing that, like, I mean, I was deeply unhappy.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't know who I was. So I think it's only as you start to get older and you can peel the layers of yourself back. And it's only with things going wrong that you actually, I think, get that confidence.
100%. I think I was like, that's why I said recently, I'm like, God, I was like, I love my 30s. I've been dreading the 30s for so long. And then I entered it, I was like, oh my God, I know who I am. Like, you know what I mean?
Wait till you hit 40.
And guess what? The last time I had the conversation, that's what the person said back to me. They said, oh mate, wait till you're 40.
When I was turning 40, I made a promise on my 39th. I said, right, when I'm turning 40, I am going to be the best version of myself. And I loved turning 40. I'm about to turn 42. And turning 40, I actually just went, you know what? I fully know who I am. I own every part of me. I am very confident in myself, but because I know all my good stuff, and I also equally know all the absolute bullshit that I have within myself and my own self-sabotage and stuff. I'm quicker at seeing things. Like I've done a lot of work and I'm not better than anybody else. I'm just further down the road on the journey from some people, and I'm just a bit quicker at catching the shit. And that is all it is. You know, it's not about becoming holier than thou or better than anybody else. It is about actually knowing yourself at the core. That's true confidence for 100%. Me, you know, and that's facing every part. Did you have to face challenges when you came to Dubai? Or has it been plain sailing for you?
No, I definitely faced challenges. I landed on my feet when I came to Dubai because a friend that I've had for like 15, I don't know, like 10 to 15 years. I couldn't tell you how long, but I came out here taking a new job as head of marketing for, you know, a really, really large company, and I was getting paid a great amount of money. My gaff was paid for, my car was paid for. So like, and you know, like that was the way that fell in. I said that I wanted to move to Dubai in March, and in January I got this job offer, and I was like, oh, do you know what I mean?
Do you feel like because you put that out there?
Well, I've never really been.
Are you not?
I am now, but like I've never really been like that. But then the way that unfolded, I was like, what?
Thanks to Dubai.
I was like, what? Because at the time I didn't know what I was going to do in Dubai. I didn't know what I said. I'm going to Dubai in March. 20, I can't remember what it was, but like I was like, yeah, I'm doing it. And then literally 2 months before, boom, job offer, banging, sweet, everything's blessed. So, you know, it was great. Now, the funny thing is like when I actually was coming over to Dubai, and this is how I know that I still wasn't in my full stride, my full self, didn't, you know, because I remember thinking at the time, should I do real estate? Like maybe like, should I do real estate? And I was like, fuck that. I'm not doing that. Everyone from reality TV just moves to Dubai and does real estate. It's not even just everyone from reality TV. I just knew a certain few people, especially from reality TV, that moved to Dubai and done real estate. Regard whether or not everyone else does it, whatever. But like, I specifically knew that reality TV people had come and gone to real estate. And I'm like, nah, I'm not fucking doing that. I'm just not, like, I've always think about myself, like, I'm always like, I'm not doing it if they've done it, that type of thing. Like, that's just like, this what I had built an ego, perception, all of these things that I felt like I had to live up to or didn't want to be a part of, because this is what I don't want people to talk about me. Oh, here we go, another one of those guys from the reality TV that goes to. So that's how I know in my head that I was still like a slave to what people would think, what people would think. So that's how I know that I was still about it then. But like now, I fully understand that, like, obviously again, there's always growth, and you're always growing, you're always learning, but I'm definitely the best version of myself now that believes in himself, and any corridor he wants to go down, he can do it.
And I think that is what it needs to be. We have to back ourselves. And I think people do struggle just to have that self-belief and really get behind them. And that's why they stay in circumstances longer than they should. And people are, I think, maybe people are scared to change. I mean, I've made lots of changes, but there is times where I'm a bit like, I don't like change. It unsettles the inside of my head sometimes. But you have to lean into it. And Dubai gives you opportunities?
Major.
Like, lead me into like what you've obviously done lots of businesses before.
Mm-hmm.
What are we running now? What are the businesses running in Dubai right now?
So my current ones have been my most successful that they have been. Again, when I came to Dubai, I was working as head of marketing, and that's the third time I've worked as head of marketing for different companies over the years. And again, my friendship was my friend was the CEO, and one day he was like, you don't want to work here anymore, do you? And I was like, he said it like close to my birthday. No, this is like after a year after a year or something like, just under a year, because he was a billionaire. He was the first ever billionaire from medicinal cannabis legally and globally. Okay. And so he's like
switched on.
He's like, he likes things his way.
Yeah.
I'm obviously a creative directing freak.
Free spirit.
Yeah, spirit. Free, I'm like, and I have my way. So even though the job was amazing, the pay was amazing, the house was settled, I just didn't feel like I could flourish. So then I created my own marketing agency, Via. And, everything that I've learned over the years in terms of marketing, personal branding, which is what I've done since 2020. Since I was...
Before it was even an actual thing.
Before it was even a thing. I've had my personal brand running since I was 22 years old. Yeah. But not even really knowing it was personal brand. You know what I mean? It was just, it was me, but like
a thing.
Yeah. So that, and then I was like, I can bring this to the market, because again, marketing, if you don't go with the times, you'll be moving very stiff and stagnant, like no longer is it good enough just to have professional looking content that is great for, television adverts, but it's not great for actual modern day social media.
Yeah.
I knew that I could fix that, and everyone else seems to have seen it because my business is bigger than it's ever been. I also have a fitness community with like over 600 members. And
just getting the groove.
Getting the groove, yeah. And to be honest, that only really started just because just me and my mate were tight bastards, and we just got sick of paying. Like we was going to all these other classes, and I was like, "Bro, this is a bump!" Like I was like, "Yo," and me and my boy Dre and Mustafa, like I just got sick of paying these heavy fees, and I was like, I don't know. Dre just says to me, he's like, "Oh, we should just start our own class," and I was like, "Nah. Should we start our own class?" Do you know what I mean? It was like one of these moments. And, that developed into ideas, in plans. Yo, we could make it good because we've got our vibe and our energy. And like, imagine bringing that to because obviously I've done, like, my mom and dad like run gyms. That's what, so that's what fitness has been in my blood since like the day, like, and gym and boxing and this kind of thing. So incorporating that plus our energy and our vibe and our music taste, it was a no-brainer. I was like, sweet. So we just created it, undercut every single gym class in the market, made it super, super affordable. And yeah, like we're smashing it. Like, and that was that. And then more recently, so imagine this, like I've taken 85% of my marketing agency clients are real estate, right? So I've got 42 clients. Okay. And
you're busy.
Of those, I would say maybe like, I can't tell you how many, but like, let's just say 35 of them are real estate. Okay. This is where I found my niche, because again, when you go to real estate, I don't think anybody ever thought they was going to have to become some social media god. No. Do you know what I mean?
Look, I didn't even think I was going to be a broker. I accidentally fell into this job, but.
So by me bringing my energy and showing them this is how you should become on camera, like just to be magnetic and be charismatic and, adapt this with modern day marketing tactics, like we're into a winning formula. So obviously I've got clients in Marina, I've got clients doing rack, I've got clients doing off-plan, secondary, and every single day I'm obviously absorbing so much information to the point where then I'm ended up, when I'm creating the scripts and stuff, because some of my clients like to script, some don't. Completely depends on them, which is absolutely fine. But like I'm putting my own spin on these now. And then we're in the thing, I'm like, yeah, but why don't you, because obviously like, immature marketing community, and they're going, yeah, that's good that, and I'm like, So, I'm getting proper into it now, and I'm start having conversations with CEOs of companies, and I'm like, he's like, do you want a job? And I'm like, I might do. And this has been going on for quite a while.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I think back to when I first wanted to come to Dubai, because again, naturally, sales has been something that I've always been good at. And I was like, no, I couldn't do that as well, could I? And I have a close friend of mine Naheem, who is the owner of 1416, get on like with him like a house on fire, like really good. Met him quite on my early days in Dubai. He has his own company, and he was kind of came to an agreement with him that, look, like my marketing agency is my baby. That's what I love. Like I love this and my fitness community, but if there's a way that I can start dipping my toe, and he's like, mate, of course, the network's already there. You know what you're doing with your marketing, and you've taken probably more information than even me, because you've got all the angles. I've got commercial clients as well. So I'm like, this is very recent, by the way. This is like in the last month and a half. I'm like, do you know what? Let's just do it. Why not? So, and then I'm like, I can do anything. I do it all.
But see, this is what I love, right? Because you're not sticking to one lane. Mm-hmm. Because I think it is possible to do many things. I've been over the years, we're so similar, by the way. Mm-hmm. Like I know that I can spin a lot of plates. Yeah. Now, sometimes the plate's full. Yeah. But that's okay.
But that's fine.
But that is okay, because then I'll learn from that and I'll regroup and go again. Yeah. But generally, I have 3 things on the go. Yeah. At any given time. Mm-hmm. Back home, my own business, farming, working for other people, running a charity, doing a podcast, because I love being multi-skilled. Yeah. I love developing new skills for me, and I don't think you can wear too many hats, and if you have a natural ability, then why not?
Well, and it's okay. So what do you think about this whole saying of jack of all trades, master of none?
I mean,
master of all trades, master, like, because obviously that's what people say. Like, some people are like, no, you need to focus on one and that's it. And then some people is like, then we're saying this, and that's what I believe. Like, I don't think that, I guess maybe it's completely depends on the person. Yeah. I think it's very to that individual, you know?
I think depending on how your own mind works. Mm-hmm. Like, I know there is people that, like some of my closest friends used to think I was absolutely mad for the amount of things that I was fit to function with. But because I think I've always been hardwired to be that way. So it's normal to me. Yeah. And when I came to Dubai to go into one singular role, I was like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to do that. No, off plan, there's a lot to it, and moving country and all of these things. There was lots of plates to be spun. So actually it was okay. But it's only now as time has moved on that I've had the brain space to go, actually, do you know what? Now I need to start dipping back into other things that make me me. 100%. And I think that's what it is. I have to keep adding myself. I want to add me into everything I do, because that's what makes things work. If I just try and stay, I'll get bored. I'll switch off from that. I need, like when you're talking earlier, before we even properly got in, you're lighting all the wee dopamine lights in my brain, because we're dipping into all the things that feeds me energy, and all the extra things I get to do in life gives me energy. And I think, why not? And the saying, that saying, I mean, it just depends on the person. Yeah, I think so as well. I completely agree. I mean, and this is what I'm saying, like, about having that childlike feel back in whether it's my energy or my head, where I'm just like, where somewhere your mum's saying to you, you can do anything you want to do. And then it's like, do you know what I mean? That's what's always been installed to us. But somewhere along the line, life gets us, and, you kind of lose that. You kind of lose that feel of, oh, I don't know if I can do that. That you're not as ballsy, or like, you start second guessing yourself and your abilities, or they might think this, or can I do that? And I feel like by getting to know myself again and not reinventing myself, but like getting rid of all the kerfuffle, getting rid of all the shit, just getting rid of all the fog, and peeling the layers back. That's it, exactly. Peeling the layers back. I've then found this confidence to go, if I want to do that, I'll do it. If I want to do that, I'll do it. For me, I kind of put it down to these
And I think there's probably really in any industry, number one, if you're a hard worker, you know, if you're willing to put the graft in, there's a high chance in pretty much any industry, you're going to start to see results after some time. Number two, obviously, you know, in real estate, it's resilience, you know, up and down like a yo-yo. You have to be ready for the crap. And even though sometimes you'll be hitting the momentum and you'll think, that's it now, I'm clear. Boom, here you are. Yeah. Just pulling back. Do you know what I mean? Happens all the time. Number three, I think in any industry, like your network, you know, I think there's always somebody that can help somebody that can help somebody. Like especially out here in Dubai, you know, networks, you know, super, super important.
Well, like, we have to give him a shout out. Like, you're here because of Ben Ross. Like, you know.
How much did he pay you for that?
Oh, hang on. What's a good number to put on this? I haven't talked number, but like, well, there'll be plenty of zeros, you know.
But yeah, 100%. I mean, look, I saw you as well, obviously you've had like 2 of my clients in now as well. So again, network.
Yeah.
Knowledge. You have to obviously get your knowledge down to a T in whatever the industry is. Like even me now, like I'm not a master of marketing. I'm currently paid for 2 courses right now that I'm still doing myself to keep further develop because look, the market's constantly changing all the time. So I'm currently doing a personal branding course and a marketing course to make sure that my clients are getting the best out of me.
Yeah, but you have to keep feeding energy into, you can't be stagnant. Again, we stand still long enough.
Yeah.
Like the world is going to keep moving, but we have to go with it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's to adapt and grow. So how do you keep your energy in all of this? Because and obviously been following your stories.
Yeah.
And like a bit like you'll be made for being a broker because you know you're you're in the door at 8, 9 o'clock at night and you still have more work to do. But is it just that it gives you such fire in your belly? All of this stuff.
I think that I've learned I do a lot of reading. I read quite a lot. Like I've never really been into it. I used to, if I ever wanted to go sleep early, just give me a book. Yeah. But ever since I've had this new attitude, reading is just like what I love. Like I love to just read all of these different self-help books, like all of them now. I used to think they were so boring. I don't know what's changed in me, but like.
What's your favorite one so far, do you think? Or the one that you found?
I couldn't put it down to one. I can tell you a few that I've liked though. I've liked Think and Grow Rich. I've liked The Richest Man in Babylon. The Power of Thinking Big. You can see there's a correlation here. Atomic Habits.
Yeah.
Like 15 something of personal development, like just all these kind of books, to be honest, like that help me with financially and help me actually developing that mindset to change and believe you can do something, and you know, again, make work your best friend. Like I have these moments when I'm just like, and then I go, yeah. Do you know what I mean?
But that's the highs when it's good. That's what you're striving for.
Yeah.
And no matter what industry you're in, there is going to be ups and downs. Now, 100%. I will say that real estate is definitely a bigger emotional roller coaster than I had probably mentally prepped for.
Yeah.
But equally, a lot for me, a lot of the work that I've had to do on myself is allowing myself to show vulnerability and show that, because to me, for years, I saw vulnerability as weakness, and it was such a mental struggle for me because I was in a very masculine sport and all of that, and like I was brought up as a farmer with my dad. Like I was basically raised like a boy. You know, I can do any job that needs done because like I can change a tire on a car. I can do all these things because I've just learned how to do that.
I know who to call whenever.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're stuck in the side of that,
like, Sonya, come please.
I'll be there in 10. Yeah. But I learned how to do, I was taught how to do all those things, but it did block. I blocked my feminine for years. Stepping into the work around myself and into this job actually it's forced my hand to show vulnerability. And like, I had a bit of a...
In what sense?
Like, allowing people to hold space for me is my biggest challenge, right? And
what do you mean by that? Sorry.
For someone, so I'm really good at holding space for other people, right? So if they are going through something, I can create an energy where it's safe for people to tell me things. So strangers tell me things. It's just like, it's kind of like a party trick, but it's just who I am. It's an energy thing. I'm very good at taking people's problems, helping them with that. But I never let anybody else take mine. I never wanted to drop the mask. Coming into this industry, I have worked on, like, when the conflict started. I wasn't scared about the conflict. I was absolutely horrified and that the market was going to go on its ass because I had just moved. I loved my job.
Yeah.
I didn't want to leave Dubai. All the pressure that comes with that job, and I just stood in the middle of the office. I work with lots, like, the team's all men. I literally just stood in the office and bawled and cried. I would never have done that before because I couldn't allow myself to do that.
Yeah.
But reading books, like the self-help books and all those things, and stripping all the layers back has allowed me to get to that. And hitting breaking points through my life. I still have to move through. I'm not the finished product now, but for you, what do you think was the turning point was there a defining moment where you hit the rock? Because I think you have to kind of hit the bottom to find out who you are.
I think, like, that's the moment I know what I want to say, and I just need to make sure that's no. So I think for me, like, I think it's when you start thinking about having a family and, you know, actually settling down with one person, like, because I kind of realized I was like, there is going to be soon more than, you know, like, when I moved to Dubai, I've always lived with my friends, like lads, like back in Manchester, or like even growing up at uni. I've never lived with a girl. So when I came to Dubai, like, I came with my girlfriend. So now, like, you know, I'm like, we you know what I mean? That's like I'm like the man of the house now. Do you know what I mean? So I know there's certain things that I now have to swallow, and that's kind of like, okay, now you are now, how do I say this? Like, that provider, exactly. So these are like more responsibility now. And then obviously, kind of like, once you realize that you are kind of going to be with that person, you then have to obviously start thinking about the future and what you have now and what you don't have. And we need to start fucking about. You know what I mean? Because, like, you know, you have, like, you know, maybe you have a pregnancy scare and you're like, I'm not ready for this.
Where's the adults?
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Who's in charge?
Where is the adults at? Because right now we're going to beach on Sunday, and, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is not where it needs to be. So, kind of was like, okay, need to lock in. Again, didn't happen like that. Kind of was a process. And when I started to see the results from the process, I was like, when you get that taste, you're like, hey. Am I doing that? Can I do this? Oh my God, we're doing this. And then it was a case of, like, bringing our missus on the same mindset as what I'm on, because then she needs to, if I believe it, she now needs to believe it. Yeah. Because I always think that, like, and I've spoke about this fairly recently, like, two people in one household, what if one wants to be successful and but the other one is not fully on the same page? They still want to go and do this on the weekend. They still want to go this, or, like, they're not really thinking like this. Doesn't work. No. Two people in one household, one entity, striving to get the two same thing. That's powerful. Yeah. That's a completely different ball game. Do you know what I mean? Like, now, example, like, we're both locked in. So it comes to the weekend, I know she ain't gonna ask me, oh, can we go this, there, and there. She knows that we're locked in now. So we're gonna go and do something where we can
thrive together.
Yeah, exactly.
And you touched on it there, which leads me into another topic that I know is at the forefront of your mind lately: masculinity. Mm-hmm. Like, as you said, you know, you had to become a provider.
Yeah.
Like, women and men both have different challenges.
Yeah.
I'm never like fully an advocate for, like, I'm never like down with men. You know, like women have it harder because there's different pressures. I've always been a man's girl, and like I get there's different stresses, but what's your view on masculinity now in 2026? Because like I do think there are some skewed versions out there currently.
I think that it's all fucked up. I just thank God that I came over here with my girlfriend, because honestly, like, Jesus Christ, like, I just feel like, especially in Dubai, you've got two species and they're just like it's just like, do you know what I mean? Like what guys perception of masculinity versus what a woman wants, what she's doing. It's just two completely different things. And I don't know when they're going to finally see alignment again. I don't know. Like, again, like you've obviously seen my story that you commented the other day. Like I've seen a big massive thing, like men not wanting their women to have a good job or earn more money than them. Like, you know, my missus opened a clothing bikini company. Yeah, I was gassed for her. Yeah. Like I'm still gassed for her. If it starts, if it starts going mad, I'm gassed. If she starts earning more than me, I'm double gassed. Thank you very much. You know what I mean? What are you paying for this weekend? Like, do you know what I mean? That's the proper relationship. Yeah. Like all this about partnership. Yeah, a partnership. Like that's a real. Do you know what I mean? Not like, oh yeah, I want to do all right, but like, you know, how many men are in the workplace that she's working at? Like, can she even really work there? Or like, you know, all these dumb things like, oh, like, you know, my wife's getting a raise, but how did she get the raise? Is it because there's like, do you know what I mean? Like,
why is that still a thing?
Insecurity. All it is insecurity. Like I said, like if you're thinking that the only hold that you have over your partner is to do with financials, then you're so off key, my friend. Like it just, why wouldn't you want your partner who you love and you're with to earn more money than you if she could? Why would you not want her to have the opportunities? Like what is it? Are you basically, essentially to me, what that's saying is that your relationship is based off of financials where you only feel comfortable and confident when you're earning more money than her? Like,
but it feels like we've gone back in time with it, because like I was in a long-term relationship, engaged, all of that, 6 years ago. And we used to split everything 50-50. And my dad said to me, how did he work that? And I said, what do you mean, how did he work that? Well, how did he convince you that that was a great idea? And I was like, but that's just fair. Yeah. Like there have been times that I had earned more than him, and there was times he earned more than me. And like it would have balanced out or whatever. But he was like, how did I get your mother onto this?
I mean,
he's still trying to convince her.
Give me some of that. I won't mind a bit of that. But like, you know, we have, you know, look, if in terms of like finances and stuff like that, like again, I kind of would essentially, for me, base it off. Look, if one person is earning absolutely this like here, and you know, I wouldn't expect the other person to be meeting in the middle. Kind of like, I feel like that's just, you know, that makes sense for me. But you know, we have a good understanding of like, you know,
and how
equilibrium, fairness.
So what is good masculine energy then? Like, what's a positive?
Okay, I guess you have to be like toughy. Okay, so again, like I guess you have to know the balance of what's expected of you as a man. Like, you know,
but you still do want to be like, you still want to feel like the provider.
100%. Like, you know, I guess it's like what is expected of you as a man. Like, you know, can you protect if shit goes down? You know, if you're out and somebody tries to steal your missus's bag or purse or whatever, or tries to confront your missus or whatever, like, are you gonna step in, or are you gonna go try, or are you gonna look for someone? Do you know what I mean? Are you gonna provide? Are you gonna be able to, you know, pay the bills? Like, these kind of things I'm thinking of. Like, you know, can you provide for protection? Financially, like emotionally, like, do you know what I mean? Not just put a barrier up because it's masculine energy and you can't deal with that. Like, that's not, like, you're not living in the real world, my friend. Like, it doesn't work like that.
And how comfortable are you in leaning into your feminine? Because we all,
Yeah, like when we're back, like again, you have to understand, like I'm very charismatic, so like, you know, we and her will have joke, like, do you know what I mean? And he just doesn't, he's not phased by that sort of stuff, like, do you know what I mean?
I think it's being fit to lean. I think a good stamp of a man is being fit to lean into all parts.
Yeah, 100%. Like, you know, like, I remember, like, you know, she's seen me get, like, she's seen me cry before. When like my brother called me about something one time and it upset me. Like, I wasn't scared to like cry in front of her and stuff like that. And then she like comforted me. Like, that just doesn't bother me.
But it's having that, look, that's the key thing, is having the right people around you, isn't it? And having that support so that you can show all parts of you.
Okay, here's one then. Like, because I've always had the barrier up of like going through reality television, people thinking I've got like fucking M's in the bank when I just wasn't that way at all. And you know, it comes as quick as it goes when you're in that industry, because all you're doing is going out and spending it and pissing it up the wall and going to Ibiza and going to all these places and Dubai trips and whatever. Never really was like, we wasn't really open and honest about certain financials and that. Like with the boys, it was cool, but like with her, it was a bit like, you know, I would always just try my best. Like I'd be times where we would probably go on a date and I'd like have fucking hardly nothing in my bank, and I'd be like, yeah, I got that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So like, again, that's another thing. Like, you know, when you're opening up and you know, being more comfortable in yourself and things.
It's allowing somebody into the space. When it's good and when it's bad. And I think there's just there's a misconception, I think, of what masculinity is, you know. And I mean, I think I've been on a few dates with people that they were more in their feminine than me. And I'm like, I don't want to date someone where I feel like the man.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, where I don't want to have to be the one to defend myself. I mean, I'm quite capable.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's definitely...
In what sense though? Like in the sense of their personality was a bit campy or not like that?
Campy is probably not the right word, but like...
Too far. Too far.
No, I just think... Like, I am a strong personality. Like, I have a strong personality, and I know, do you know, when I meet people and I'm like, I'd walk over the top of you, not intentionally, but I need someone, I need somebody that's fit to go toe to toe with me.
100%.
You know, and I want someone who is going to go side by side with me.
Yeah.
And cheer me on.
Yeah.
When I need to go.
Yeah.
And do my own thing, because I will always need to go and do that. Same as I want to be with somebody who has their own shit going on, that is capable of going and doing that, but not leaving me behind. Yeah. But it is very important to have somebody that's going to be in your corner. Yeah,
100%. And just to go back onto what you said, you said you knew that you would walk all over somebody, right? Yeah. So that's like, okay. So the way what I'm hearing there is essentially, you know, when am I like sometimes what like you would ask to be, or would wish that you sometimes maybe you tried to get away with something and he put you in your place essentially.
1,000%.
Yeah. And he'd be like, and women like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, they like to know, like, you know, oh yeah, no, I couldn't. Oh yeah, no, I couldn't go that. He'd go crazy for that. Do you know what I mean? Like, because there has to be you know what I mean? There has to be boundaries. Do you know what I mean?
100%. And we all have to figure out what they are. Like years ago, like when I was with my ex, he's best guy on this earth, and so easygoing, and I never would have got cross. Like he didn't really get cross with me or anything, you know. But I remember, I don't know. I must have been a bit of a gobshite one day, like, and I was stressed, and I know I was being a gobshite. I was just being a brat, and he just pulled me into line for it, and I went, all right, okay. But it was like, I'd been pushing and I think once I got the reaction, I went, all right, no, I'm not allowed to do that now. But I don't want, you know, I want someone to challenge me. Yeah. I think it's when you've got a strong personality, you need someone to challenge you. Yeah. challenge you and to cheerlead you, you know, and I don't want to.
But I do think that comes to preference though, because you know, you look at some people's relationships and they're flourishing. They, you know, they love it. Like, you know, that some people, is it healthy? I don't know. If it doesn't work for them, if it does, fantastic. Do you know what I mean?
Like,
yeah.
Whatever makes everybody happy. I think I've learned who I am, and I think that is equally amazing.
Yeah.
But also sometimes I'm like, oh, all this self-awareness. I'm like, you know, sometimes I need a bit of a break. But knowing yourself is really important.
Yeah.
But knowing who you're with, that they're gonna support you in the right way. But in terms of business, then you are doing lots of things for other people and really helping them step into building confidence.
Yeah.
Do you think
100%.
that is something that is an easy skill for like brokers to learn? Because I think social media for a broker, it was easy for me stepping into it because I love all this. Like this, the fact that I knew that this got to be part of my job, amazing.
Yeah.
You know, easy. But so many people in the industry struggle. Are you finding it easy to instill the confidence in them? Do you think you're more than just marketing? Because I think you're doing is personal development.
No,
coaching.
I said this, like, I honestly say half my job is to bring that confidence out in the person. Like, just to get, you know, I've had multiple clients where they're messaging me maybe 2 weeks before the shoot. Then they tried to put the shoot off, and I already know what's going on. I've seen it all before. I know what's going on. Do you think we can just push it back to the thing? Do you think we can just push it back to the thing? Can you send me across the thing? And they're panicking. I just go, listen, stop panicking. We're doing the shoot on Thursday. I know what you're doing. I've seen it all before. Listen, we're going to get it done. It's going to be fine. And like, there's certain things that I can do. Like, there's certain even little tiny tricks that I even know, like, even for, just for purely filming purposes alone. Like, you know, sometimes holding something in your hand whilst you're doing it. Let's go and do a podcast first, because podcast is going to get you flowing naturally rather than you having to do a scripted one. All these little tips and tricks that, like, you know, okay, don't talk directly to the big bazooka camera because you're not used to that. Let's talk to me off camera. I'm going to lean you into the questions. There's so many little tips and tricks that I know now how to make people's first shoot go well.
Flow. Yeah.
And then it's the second shoot, and eventually then they start flowing. And then obviously I'm navigating them on, like, right, now we're doing this. I know it's awkward. I know you hate it. I know you're thinking about what your school friends think about you and your uni friends that are all watching it, but they do not pay your bills. You know what I mean? How often do they even reach out? Oh, never. Well, why are you even thinking about what they, do you know what I mean?
Why do we let other people's opinion impact us?
It's just, again, it comes down to, like, I guess it comes down to ego, and comes down to, again, finally breaking that barrier of, like, do I even care? Like, and why do I care? If so, like, I must not be comfortable with who I am, because if not, I just wouldn't care.
Do you think social media plays a hand in making people become performers and stepping into that ego? Or do you think, I try to be very authentic in everything I do because it's important to me. But do you think we now live in a world where it's performance? It's a mixture. I think there's a select few people who know the difference and have, when they crack it good. And they, you know, I would honestly say, like, if for me personally, looking at, again, because that's all I'm doing every day, I'm looking in the market of, if we're talking about specifically real estate in Dubai, for example, you know, I reckon there's around 30 people who are really smashing it amongst, you know, tens of thousands of agents. There's around 30 people who I go, they've got it. Yeah.
Now, in terms of what you said before about, is it making people more performative and kind of create a layer? Yes and no, because it's not easy to be yourself. Let me elaborate on that, right? Now, when I was auditioning for drama school, right, the hardest form of acting was not acting at all. If you tell me to go and be, I've played like a Cockney like thing before, I've played him very well. If you go and tell me to be this, I play it very well, because it's able to be someone else is really easy. But to be yourself, you find it's very quite hard, especially to do it on camera. Now, I go on shoots with my clients and I go, right, okay, let's say this line now. And they'll go, they'll be talking to me, and then it's like me going, let's say this line now. Like, so, and I go, who was that? I went, who the
very
fuck
supermarket
was that
sweep there.
that just came out just then? They went, I don't know. Like, it's like, as soon as I go, me and you'll be talking now.
Yeah.
And I go, right, boop, record. And you go, and it's like you just going, anyway, and like being a completely different person.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really hard to get out. Like, do it again, but do it as you who showed up today, who was just talking to me 10 seconds ago. Don't do it as this person, because that's like fake. It's performance.
It is so true, but I think it's people are scared to become or to show that raw, authentic version of themselves because, again, worried about outside judgment and like putting yourself out there. And look, let's face it, lots of people be watching your social media, but like there's so much that's happening. You're in somebody's thoughts and then you're gone. Yeah. You know, people have their own shit going on.
Trust me. Like, they sweat it too much. Like I said, you don't realize that we're posting again tomorrow. So why are you even worried about this one? Like, it's about consistency and persistency. That's why, like, now, just for example, like my personal brand has been built over a period of 11, 10, 9 years, right? So when I say something, or like I go and try a place, or I say, yo, these peptides, or I say this restaurant's amazing, or I go for a massage and it's really good, or everyone's replying to my story. Or when it's something relatable, everyone's replying to my story because they relate, they understand, they know it's not bullshit. Like, they know I've not had to fake what I'm talking about because they've seen me live this life for a very long time. So when people are trying to build a personal brand and they're so scared about posting and not getting the content out there and boom, 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 I'm like, listen, you've got a long, long way to go till people start trusting you and understanding and seeing your value and knowing who you are and what you are. You don't need to be second guessing it. And just to give you an example, do you know who Alex Hormozy is?
Yes.
Yeah, of course, exactly.
I mean, yeah.
So the guy's like, I've literally watched so much of his stuff, and he's literally talking about his team and how much content they're putting out. He's talking about over 450 pieces of content. I don't know if it was a day or a week or whatever, right? And he's got 2.35 million followers, whatever it is. And if he's doing that and he's already up here, what the hell do you think you need to be doing to be successful? And they're like, oh, do you think we should post this? Or do you think I should do this today? And I'm like, we need to post. Like, I'm not saying talk for the sake of talking, but there's a lot to say in this world.
I think it's everybody can add value because everybody has their own perception and their own story and their own view on things. Yeah. I think what we live in a world where people are too quick to judge people that are doing lots on social media and throwing opinions out, and like that kind of sets a rage inside me. Yeah. I'm just like, let people just let people be.
100%.
You know, everybody's stay in their own lane. Yeah. Stop comparing yourself to what other people are doing. Show up as yourself, because who else are you going to be? You know, be you.
That's why I've always got like respect for people that are successful, because even if I don't maybe appear to like how they come across on social media, I still have to respect it, because I know what it takes to actually get into a position of success, especially like if you're talking about marketing and content. Like, even if I don't personally like the taste of content, I still very much respect that person, because it's the effort that takes there. So I know at least one or two things about that person they have got down to a T that's admirable.
What is one lesson life keeps teaching you these days? Now that you have stripped the layers back, know who you are, grown up most of the time. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It does. I just don't care anymore for trivial things, like things that just pass by. Like, I don't care. Okay. I don't care for short-term satisfaction anymore. Okay, like I don't care about the birthday, respectfully. I don't care about the night out that happened. I don't care about being boring. I do not care about living a boring life for now because that's what it is. You have to be so regimented for the success that it might feel boring. It might feel repetitive. Like last week, like I literally did the same thing every day, like every single day. Like I did it back to back to back, the same thing. It was literally so regimented for the full 7 days, even on the weekend. I called it a work end because I'd literally just did the same thing Monday to Sunday. And I was like, this is what it has to be. It has to be, and it might feel boring and it might feel repetitive, but this is what it's got to be now to get what I really, really care about later. Yeah. And that's it.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing.
That's the thing. Starve all the short-term gains and feed the dream instead. Because what I really come to realize is that, again, it was like a saying of somebody, and it was just like, suffer the pain of discipline now or suffer the pain of regret later. And I sat there for like maybe like half an hour just thinking how sad of a person I would be if I got to like, you know, later on in life, let's say I'm 60 or something, and I sit there and go, wow, I could have done that, or having them conversations like, I always imagine those guys in the booze, they're like, yeah, I could have been there, but you know what I mean? And then, you know what I mean? I just never could be me. And I realized how much of a disappointing existence that would be to live in regret of what you could have been rather than just being it.
Well, I think you are definitely the poster child for going after what you want.
Yeah.
Throwing the grenade into life and knuckling down to get it. It has been absolutely amazing to talk with you today, and I honestly, you'll be back because we
love a chat.
We love a chat, but we align on so many in so many ways because we get one go round, and we're both proof, in my opinion, that if you apply yourself, you can achieve anything you want. But thank you.
Wait. I want to ask you a question.
Go.
Because somebody asked me recently, and I was like, I was so stumped by the question that I was like, that was a good question. You really got me here. Okay. What is one opinion that you have and you stand on that goes against the status quo?
I mean, I think the hill that I would die on, and maybe it doesn't go against the status quo, but whatever choice we make in life, everything works out around that. I don't think there's a bad choice because you're drawn to whatever choice that is. And I've always went towards the thing that, and you have done the same. You've went towards the things that have pulled you because you felt like you were meant for more. You mightn't have said that today, but that is definitely what it was. But whatever, that's the hill I would die on. Whatever choice I make, everything works out around that. And I'll always figure it out. Don't know if that goes against the status quo, but it's...
Well, no, I guess close. Some people will say, well, that was a bad decision. I shouldn't have done that, like, rather than...
But you learn
yeah,
from
exactly, yeah. So I guess I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So much. This has been amazing.
Thank you very much.